What's up? So I wanted to do a quick little update because a few days ago I mentioned that I'm reincorporating some more primal whole food sources of carbs. So that included like the Japanese sweet potatoes, which fucked me up and I got super bloated. I don't know if it was specifically that. I did have some cacao, like a Honey Mama's bar, and as much as I love their pumpkin spice seasonal brand, I feel like that, because of the pumpkin seeds, was really irritating for me. But yesterday I had a smoothie with banana, papaya, avocado, and some yogurt, and it was amazing and I felt fine. And I also had oranges and some avocado, and I feel good. My bloating has been so much better that I want to share with you. Funny enough, I'm wearing the exact same thing as I did my check-in. This was not planned, but it works out really great. But bloating is so much better. It's the morning, like 9 a.m., 9:30 here, and I feel good. This is me not flexing. This is me flexing. And I'm going to include a picture right here of my bloating so you can see a difference, because fucking gnarly and not pleasant. And I feel so good right now. And this is thanks to just eating pretty much carnivore and just very little fruit. And I feel so good. Energy stable, steady. My gut feels good. No constipation, no gas, just peace. Okay, so I just got back from Trader Joe's, and in the spirit of pumpkin season, because it's officially pumpkin season and I'm a pumpkin person, and in the spirit of having some more carbs and primal plant foods, I couldn't resist and I picked up some organic pumpkin, not really knowing what I do with it because I don't want to go out of my way to make a recipe that involves the focus of plant foods or involve any gluten or anything. But I really like pumpkin lattes, and legit every single coffee shop that uses anything pumpkin is like a pumpkin sugary syrup, and I'm not about it. So I'm actually going to make a spin-off of pumpkin bulletproof coffee for the rest of the day. So we'll see how this goes, and I'm really excited. We got butter, coffee, cinnamon, cardamom, a lot of cinnamon, pumpkin, a scoop of collagen actually because it makes it super frothy, and then raw honey as well. So we'll see how we go. Wow, look at that froth and those layers. All right, let's see. Ooh, yeah. It's just like a less milkier version of a pumpkin latte. And I did put a good amount of honey, so it's still pretty sweet, but it's not sugary, and it's nice and frothy. Finished product. Pretending to be cozy, even though I'm in humid Miami. Back from the gym, and next up is some regenerative ground bison, and this includes bison liver, bison heart, and just some ground bison. Okay, not fancy at all, but we got that ground bison cooked in beef tallow and bacon grease. This is about 3/4 of a pound, so it's gonna keep me fueled for a minute. Just got done with that bison. It was delicious because I was super hungry. It's like 4 p.m. Next up, we got sardines, and then I'll give a little bit of a break and then finish my meal for the day. All right, guys, so it has been officially a full week since I started incorporating root vegetables, fruits, and honey back into my diet. So basically bringing some whole food carb sources back in that I feel are the least toxic based on the research that I've seen. And I did incorporate sweet potatoes yesterday, and I did have a small amount. Immediately, I heard a lot of stomach noises, but didn't experience too much bloating or any gut issues that actually hurt or had pain because I decided to have such a small amount of it. So that just kind of confirmed, bringing in potatoes a few times or those root vegetables a few times in this week made me realize that having it too much or in a large quantity is definitely going to be a little bit upsetting for me. However, having a small amount and making sure it's really soft and the skin is off is definitely going to help. fruits have been super great for my system, definitely making sure I'm not overloading it on the sugars and carbs all at once, because then it does kind of give me a little bit of an energy crash. However, just incorporating some fruits here and there and some honey drizzled on stuff has been super good for my energy, and I've been feeling really good, even on the really hot days and the days I'm going into the sauna and getting some workouts in. Just a little update with bloating and how that's reduced as I've been able to navigate. I think I just overdid it with the first 2 meals with too much Japanese sweet potato, and again coming back to just really like microdosing, any type of plant foods and not having a bunch of it, especially if it's a little bit more starchier or is a more complex carbohydrate, which is going to be a lot for your body to break down. So as I've come back to more animal-based, bloating has definitely gone down. Belly is feeling at peace, way better than initially. So I'm feeling good. So just a little reminder, when talking about the carnivore diet or a more animal-based approach, this can be long-term for some people based on their tolerances or intolerances and how inflammation affects them and how much healing they have to do with their gut. But it can also be more temporary for some people. And for me, I explained this in my ribeye only week and also my carnivore diet video, that it was definitely amazing to create a baseline for myself, and the mental health healing component was huge. But I do still love incorporating other foods. I like to go out and eat once in a while, and with anything, if you are super strict all the time, your body is going to be sensitive when you reintroduce other foods back in. So for me, having fruits and a few root vegetables once in a while during the week allows me to be a little bit more resilient. And I think that's a beautiful thing about plant foods, is that even though they have these phytonutrients or toxins, right, because that is their defense mechanism out in the wild, that used kind of like medicinally in microdoses for humans can be good at creating that resilience with our gut health, with our immunity. But I think definitely doing a full plant-based diet or vegan diet can be overdoing it, which is what I did for years. And in that case, you're just overloading on these vegetables and fruits that aren't even available in abundance like that out in the wild. So I feel really good, probably the best about what I'm currently eating now and how I ate this week, which is basically fully animal-based. I'm not adding too much butter or ghee to my foods these days, kind of just choosing the fattier meats. I had bison the other day yesterday, which is more on the leaner side, so I did put a little bit of ghee on, but if I'm having more of a fattier beef or even pork belly, which I had, or salmon, then I'm good with that, and some eggs. And then also having a more emphasis on fruit and grabbing those from the farmer's market so I can ensure that they're local and tropical and they're not imported from somewhere else, because typically a lot of fruit is imported from somewhere else, and that's what makes it unsustainable. So taking that route with things feels really good. And then once in a while, when I do decide to have a completely different kind of food, whether it's like my mom's home cooked Indian food, or if it's going out to a restaurant where we're having, empanadas here in Miami and there is a little bit of gluten or something, then my body and, my gut doesn't absolutely freak out because I am, incorporating different types of foods. So this lifestyle is really something where you kind of have to ebb and flow and see what feels good for you. And sometimes it can be really healing to completely, be really strict with it for a little while, just to give yourself that chance to truly heal, whether it's mentally, emotionally even, and physically, but then also really intentionally reincorporate things back in. And I think realizing that we have a species appropriate diet and respecting that, and also respecting how foods are found out in the wild abundantly, that is huge. So here in Florida, Miami, currently where I am, trying to eat only the fruits and vegetables that are grown here. So I'm actually still needing to figure out, what specific fruits and vegetables are like pretty native to this kind of tropical area, but it's very similar to where I lived in India, where it is primarily root vegetables and fruits. You don't really get green leaves or green veggies, and I'm not missing them at all. So I feel super good about how I'm doing this. And One last thing, this is just a reminder that I have for everybody. Don't ever let people make you feel guilty for your health journey and your healing journey, because you're gonna get hate either way. You know, I get hate about being fully carnivore, I get hate about being fully vegan, and just like being in this middle way, because usually people want you to like categorize yourself with one specific diet, and that's not the case. So find what works for you and find what is the most regenerative for this planet.